Hi, hello, Mr. Smith. How are
Yes.
you?
Hello. Very well. Thank you very much indeed for calling. Very kind. Congratulations on the award of the Nobel Prize.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry you were kept hanging on. It's absolute chaos here, I'm afraid. There's suddenly a lot of press has turned up and they're queued up the road.
I can imagine.
Um,
So, yes, your day must have changed in a totally unexpected way. How did you hear this news?
um, well, I was sitting in the kitchen writing an email to a friend, and the phone rang, and it started off as kind of not entirely certain. People at my literary agents were watching the live feed come through on the announcement. I don't think they were expecting it. They were just waiting to hear who won the Nobel Prize this year, and so I started to receive calls back to back. And each time we were trying to establish if it was a hoax or if it was fake news or what it was, and then it started to become more and more certain. But by the time the BBC called, I started to take it seriously. But I haven't actually stopped since then. I mean, it's a bit like the Marie Celeste here. Everything is exactly as it was about 11 o'clock or whenever before the whole thing started. And then this pandemonium. There's no people queuing up the street to interview me.
So, has it sunk in?
No, I don't think it was thinking for a long time. I mean, it's a ridiculously prestigious honor. In as far as these kinds of things go, I don't think you have a more prestigious prize than the Nobel Prize. And the comments I would make, I mean, one is, I mean, a lot of that prestige does come from the fact that the Swedish Academy has successfully, I think, kept above the fray of of partisan politics and so on. And I think it's remained one of the few things that's respected, whose integrity is respected by many people around the world. And so I think a lot of the sense of the sense of honor of receiving a prize comes from the actual status of the Swedish Academy. And I think that's a great achievement unto itself, that over all these years the Swedish Academy has managed to retain that high ground in all the different walks of life that it honors. And then the other reason it's a terrific honor for me is because I come in the line of lots of my greatest heroes, absolutely great authors. The greatest authors in history have received this prize, and I have to say, it's great to come 1 year after Bob Dylan, who was my hero since the age of 13. I mean, he's probably my biggest hero.
That's nice company to be in.
Yeah. I do a very good Bob Dylan impersonation, but I won't do it for you right now.
That's a pity. I would have liked that. Maybe at least when you come to Stockholm in December, please.
Yes, I could. I could try that. Yeah.
You must. It's a funny time in Britain at the moment. Does that place any particular significance for you on receiving the prize now?
I think it does. I mean, in fact, just before I picked up the phone to you, I was writing a kind of a statement for press release, and I was trying to, what could I say in 3 lines? I think it is, the timing is pertinent for me, because I feel, I'm nearly 63 years old. I can't remember a time when we were so uncertain about our values in the Western world. I think we are going through a time of great uncertainty about our values, about our leadership. People don't feel safe, and so I do hope that things like the Nobel Prize will, in some way, contribute to the positive things in the world, to the decent values in the world, and that it would contribute to some sense of continuity and decency. Yeah,
because I suppose what you've been writing about all this time, in a way, is that question of our place in the world, our connection to each other, our connection with the world. That is perhaps the theme you explore the most. Do you think?
Yes, I would say so. I mean, I think I've always been. I mean, if I could put it a little bit more narrowly than that, I mean, it's probably one of the things that's interested me always is the how we live in small worlds and big worlds at the same time. We have a personal arena in which we have to try and find fulfillment and love, but that inevitably intersects with the larger world, where politics or even dystopian universes can prevail. So I think I've always been interested in that we live in small worlds and big worlds at the same time, and we can't forget one or the other.
Thank you. Well, these are things to talk about on a different day, I guess.
Yeah.
For the moment, you have to work out how you're going to handle this line of press. Just a last thought: how do you feel about the deluge of attention you're about to receive?
Well, I think I take it very positively. I mean, while it's a little unsettling, because I had no idea when I woke up this morning that it was going to be anything other than a very ordinary day. I think it's a great thing that the press, the media, take the Nobel Prize for Literature seriously.
Yes.
I think I'll be very alarmed if there was a day when somebody won the Nobel Prize for Literature and nobody was interested.
Yes.
That would suggest that some awful things had happened to the world.
A day to celebrate literature has to be a good day.
Yes, and I think literature can be a great thing. It can be sometimes a force for bad as well. But I think things like the Nobel Prize for Literature exist to try and ensure that it is a force for good.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much indeed, and we very much look forward to welcoming you to Stockholm in December.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Okay, well, very nice to talk to you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you very much indeed. Bye-bye.
Take care now. Bye.